Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Here's your first answer key. This one shouldn't take too long, but remember when you're taking the perimeter of a shape, you want to add up all the sides, every single one. I don't care how many sides it has. And if you're looking for the circumference, you're always going to use the formula of circumference equals pi times diameter, which is the same thing as equal to pi times 2 times the radius, right? Because the diameter is the same as 2 times the radius. Okay, so going into perimeter on this first shape, they gave me 2 sides, and now I need to determine, well, what is the third so that I can find the addition of all 3. These little tick marks indicate to me that these 2 sides are congruent, making this one also 5x. So our perimeter is going to be 5x plus the other 5x plus this x, which is really 1x, equals a total of 11x units. Remember, when we're adding up sides, the unit of measure is just linear, meaning there's no exponent on that units measure. So it's just 11x units. Okay, next problem. We have a bunch of sides containing the same measure. So if that side is 6, then so is this, and this, and this, and this, and this. So I have 6 all the way around those. If this over here is 3y plus 4, then that over here is also 3y plus 4. And now for perimeter, we combine it all. So we have 6 sides worth 6, plus another 2 sides worth 3y plus 4. So we're dealing with 36 plus, let me distribute that too, 6y plus 8. So when I combine my like terms, I find my perimeter is 6y plus 44. And again, they did not give me the unit of measure, so that's 6y plus 44 units. Number 3. On number 3, we had to acknowledge the fact that they gave us this note that wasn't there just to give me useless information. That's important, because what that tells me is these 2 sides are congruent. It also tells me these 2 sides are congruent. So if that left is 2x plus 1, the right is 2x plus 1. If the bottom is 4x, the top is 4x. So when I go and combine all the sides for the perimeter, I have 2 sides worth 2x plus 1. I also have 2 sides worth 4x. We distribute over here to have 4x plus 2. In addition to that, we distribute over here, well, not really distribute, we just multiply to get 8x. And now when we combine like terms, we have 4x plus 8x to give us 12x plus another 2. So we have 12x plus 2, again, just general units. Next, question 4 and 5 are pertaining to the same problem. It's just important to realize the difference between the two. Question 4 asks for the answer in terms of pi. Question 5 asks for the answer to the nearest tenth. When we're talking in terms of pi, we're saying that we want to leave pi in your final answer. So if the circumference is equal to pi times diameter, it's important to first identify what is the diameter. If the radius is 2, that means the diameter is 4 inches. So for my circumference, we have pi times 4 inches. If I'm leaving this answer in terms of pi, I'm leaving pi alone. I don't calculate pi into my result. My answer is just 4 pi inches. Now, if I am going to calculate pi into the answer on number 5, when I go to calculate 4 times pi, I'm actually going to use the pi button in my calculator. If you take a look at a TI, at least I can tell you where it is on there. If I look at a TI, I'm going to use the second button first, and then I'm going to press the button that's right above the division symbol, that little arrow pointing upward. You see the pi symbol located above it. If you really can't find pi on your calculator, then at the very least, you want to use the worth of pi, which is going to be not only 3.14, but the more value you give to it, the more accurate your answer is going to be. So it's really more like 4 times 3.14159, etc. When I calculate that into my answer, I'm going to find the decimal version of my results. Well, this is equal to 12.566, etc. The rounding to the nearest tenth tells me I'm going to round to the nearest first spot after the decimal, and since this 6 is greater than 5, it's going to round that 5 up. So I have 12.6 inches. All right, guys, that was your first practice. Hopefully you got it all right, or you understood the notes that I left on your work, but please let me know if you have questions.